Okay, this is the first of the labs from Module 9. We're going to be doing some pretty intensive landscape analysis and starting off with some watershed delineation tools. Before we start, you should have turned this on for Lab 7, but remember that the Spatial Analyst is an extension that must be turned on in the Customize toolbar, in the main toolbar in ArcMap, for any of these tools to work. All right, so 2 tasks in this lab. The first one, you're going to be defining a watershed. In the second one, you'll use a flow accumulation surface raster to visualize a stream channel, and then you'll be calculating Strahler stream order and symbolizing those. Okay, so delineating a watershed. According to the EPA, a watershed is the area of land where all the water that is under it or drains off of it goes to the same place. Watersheds can be defined by any given point on the landscape, and I'll show you a picture of that in just a second here. They can be delineated manually. You can look at a topo map and just follow the drainage divide. Or now we can use GIS and use a bunch of automated processes. So how does GIS identify where a watershed is? You can calculate something called a flow accumulation raster, which identifies how many cells are upstream from any given cell. And cells that have 0 upstream cells or 0 cells with water flowing into them mark the drainage divide. So if you look here, we're going to zoom in on this area right here. This is a flow accumulation raster, or a mock-up of a flow accumulation raster. The cell value, if we were to use the Identify tool and click on any one of these cells, the cell value tells you how many cells drain into this cell, how many cells are upstream or uphill from any given cell. So flow accumulation is used as a proxy for the drainage divide by finding cells with 0 upstream cells. Pour points, just for definition, they're important for this process because where you pick your pour point defines the watershed. So here, if we pick a pour point anywhere along this flow accumulation channel or network, that location determines the area for the watershed. If we were to go up the channel and step 1 cell off the main channel to this tributary, the watershed for that point would be this little drainage divide. So for any given point, if we went up the channel and stayed on the main flow accumulation channel and picked a pour point here, the watershed would follow the drainage divide up until it eventually met with this one. Okay, these are just some example maps that students have turned in, just for you to take a look at and be inspired by. This is a nice one because they show the difference between Big Cottonwood Canyon shapefile that you already have and the slight difference in delineation that the student got. Okay, the second task, you're going to use the flow accumulation and create a binary raster where you're picking a threshold that's going to help you visualize this stream network. From that, you can calculate Strahler stream order. So flow accumulation, this is what the output raster looks like. It's stretched color, grayscale color ramp, but because it's so exaggerated, it usually ends up looking spiderwebby like this. Low value, remember a 0 cell value for flow accumulation means there are no cells flowing into this cell. And the high is going to be at the very bottom of this flow accumulation channel, where the maximum number of cells are flowing into the cell. What you're going to do is symbolize this in a classified manner instead of stretched. So in the table of contents, open up the properties and go to the symbology tab, change it to a classified display method. You're going to pick 2 classes, and then your job is to establish a threshold value for flow accumulation that allows you to visualize the channel in a reasonable way. So here we've picked a threshold of 550,000 for flow accumulation. Here we have 50,000. So in order of magnitude, you can see how different the channel starts displaying. So you're going to want to compare your results to some sort of a base map. Check out a USGS topo map, look at the stream shapefile that we've given you for the county. Whatever it happens to be, you need to approximate a reasonable stream channel. Okay, and here's some examples of what that looks like. When you're done with your threshold, you've got your binary raster, you're going to want to assign no data so that you're only dealing with the channel network. Then you'll be calculating Strahler stream order from the flow accumulation channel network that you have. And when you're done, you're going to want to convert that channel to polylines so that you can actually display it in an effective way. The raster cells really don't display well, but by converting it to polygon, you'll be able to use the stream orders to assign different colors and line weights. This is a really effective example, I think. This student did a really nice comparison of where their threshold both over-exaggerated and under-exaggerated the stream channel. So I think this was an extra step that somebody took that was really effective at displaying the difference. So you're going to submit one formal map exported to PDF. You're going to display the delineated watershed results, the results of your Strahler stream order, your polylines. Make sure as a text you include the threshold value that you used for the flow accumulation to visualize the stream channel. You're also going to be calculating the area of the watershed. Include that on your map. And you'll be calculating the lengths of the stream order polylines. So you can include those just as text or in a little table on the map. And that's it.